Well, every child needs to feel a sense of belonging. It's important to their successful navigation of childhood and helps to create their identity. So for some tips on how we can help our children develop a strong sense of belonging, let's bring in parenting expert Claire Orange. Hi there, Claire.
Afternoon, Emmy.
Now, humans are pack animals. We're designed to want to belong, aren't we?
We are. It's a fundamental part of brain development in childhood and through adulthood. And I think lots of our programs in early education about being, belonging, and becoming, and belonging is important there. And in adult mental health, we talk about the ABCs: act, belong, commit. So belonging is a really important part of being human and part of that human condition.
What are some of the things that parents can do to help their kids feel like they belong?
I think there's three really important things that we talk about. So talking to your child in a proactive way about how they belong in your family, and that can be through words or through action. So all children want to know that they belong to something greater than themselves, and that's fantastic to do that. And we want to make sure that we dedicate the time to do that. So whether you've got 1, 2, 4, 6 children, doesn't matter, is taking the time to make sure that for each child with their interests and the way they value add to the family, that we notice that. And then of course dedicating the time to doing that requires us to give it our full attention, and that's often quite difficult in parenting world when we've got all the competing demands. So put your phone down, or even better turn it off, and really give your child that time to be anchored to your family.
I guess being proactive would also mean that consistency is the key. So how often and how much?
Yeah, and how often and how much are different. How often? Every day. Every day your child needs to feel like they belong in your family, that they have value, and that you see the value in them in the family. How much? Well, again, we're busy. And it can just be a moment. Moments make memories with children. It doesn't have to be masses of time. So just taking that moment to notice when your child has done something that's value added, and telling them how much that adds value to your family.
What about children from separated families whose sense of belonging might be fractured? What can parents do in that instance?
And I suppose it depends about where we're talking about separation. So separation geographically, the world is such an incredibly small place. We talk about all the issues around technology, but there's benefits too. This is where, we can connect kids with extended family and grandparents, even if they're not present. That's fantastic to do for kids' resilience. And if families themselves are separated, really the thing that creates a good, robust child who feels like they belong is to put the child at the centre. So each family, whatever the component is to make sure you have those moments where you talk about how that child adds to your family.
Obviously, we can pretty much gauge a child's confidence at home. I know my child's pretty confident at home, but what if at school, for example, that they don't seem to be as confident?
And confidence and belonging often go together, Emmy, because at home, being confident, because they know they've got a soft place to land, but that might not be the way it is at school. And in that case, I'd be really encouraging parents out there to teach your children the skills that help them connect to others. So forming strong friendships, and it can only be one friend or a group of friends, doesn't make any difference. But that builds confidence and that sense of belonging for a child. And of course, the belonging within a classroom as well. So doing more to help your child develop the skills they need in those forums.
Okay, sounds like there's plenty of tips there. Claire Orange, thanks for coming in this afternoon.
Thanks, Emmy.